NBA free agency starts today, people. So let me get you the latest and greatest updates here, especially from a Chicago Bulls perspective. So what is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, I'm NBA here to talk about the Chicago Bulls. So if you're a Bulls fan, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on my social media platforms. I'm tweeting a lot on Twitter, getting the updates, IG as well. And then make sure you have your notifications on, people. You're going to want to do that. I promise you, okay? There's going to be a ton of videos I'm dropping today with free agents. Not just Bulls, but the entire NBA in general. Turn the notifications on, all right? And I'm posting a lot of shorts, so let's get into it. Okay, so JKL Fisher, remember I've been talking about him, reported for Bleacher Report. He's been literally on top of free agency like a blanket, man. And he was right about the DeJounte Murray. I finally know how to say his name right, but he was right about the DeJounte Murray trade to the Atlanta Hawks. I really didn't think that was going to happen, and it did. So I am locked in on his reporting right now, and I'm looking at these notebooks that he's putting out, his intels and reports that he's putting out on Twitter. And from a Bulls perspective, let me give you the latest here, okay? So Mitch Robinson looks like he's going to be too expensive for the Chicago Bulls. What I'm reading here is that his offers from either the Knicks or other teams expected to be in the $15 million per year range, people. That's a little too rich for the Bulls, but if you remember, we only have the full mid-level exception worth approximately $10 million. That is the non-taxpayer mid-level exception cap, and that's not enough for Mitchell Robinson. We can only offer him $10 million a year. He's expected to get $15 million. The report says that the Knicks will probably sign him to a 4-year, $60 million deal, which, again, is $15 million a year. So, Mitchell Robinson, more and more, it seems like he is not going to be a Chicago Bull. That's number one, because he was one of the primary targets. Never say never, but unlikely at this point. Number two, Mo Bamba. All right, a lot of conflicting reports here. Bulls definitely interested. We know that. But I saw Joe Cowley, who I got to take his tweet with a grain of salt, say that the Bulls are interested in Mo Bamba, but Mo Bamba is interested in the Bulls, but the Bulls are hesitant to give him the full mid-level exception. They want to be able to give him half of it or a little bit of it and preserve the other to get another guy. Totally makes sense. Again, I like Mo Bamba. I want to bring him in because he's young. He's got potential. He's a rim protector. He can shoot a little bit. He gives us pretty much what we need as a backup center. So I'm good with Mo Bamba. And at this point, the Bulls look like they're playing hardball a little bit. I get it, but you know what? We got to make sure that we don't end up with nobody trying to play hardball here, because Mo Bamba is another guy, and then the other guy that I was talking about is Chris Boucher. I haven't heard of anything relating the Bulls to Chris Boucher, who I would love to have, but let's see what it would take to get him. I think it would take the full mid-level exception to get Chris Boucher. I can't imagine otherwise. And then Isaiah Hartenstein. Jay talks about that the Bulls have been linked to him, that they are definitely interested in him, but the issue is the Bulls are not trying to offer him the full $10 million mid-level exception. They're trying to preserve room and use it for more players. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get Hartenstein for less. I hope so, because his stock is just shooting through the roof. But, folks, these were the top four bigs, right, on the market that I wanted. It was Mitch Rob, Mo Bamba, Boucher, and Hartenstein. So, here's the realistic trade scenario. I put this out on Twitter. It is basically the Bulls either sign one guy here, offer him the full mid-level exception, let's say a Mo Bamba or Chris Boucher, or maybe even an Isaiah Hartenstein. I hope not. Mitchell Robinson, again, I don't think it's likely that we get him because of the cost. Or the second scenario is we sign Hartenstein for, let's say, $5 to $7 million, use the remaining mid-level exception to sign a shooter like a Gary Harris, maybe, right? Maybe a Joe Ingles, right? I want a more of a wing shooter than a guard shooter because we have so many guards. So maybe we do that. Dante DiVincenzo's out there, though I can't imagine him taking that little money. But yeah, those are the two scenarios I see. We use the full MLE on one player, or we use it on two players, Hartenstein and a shooter, a big and a shooter, things like that. So that's the latest that I'm seeing from the Bulls. Again, keep in mind here we're talking about a team that's got maybe 2 at max 3 roster spots left, so don't expect a lot here. We get a rim protector, we get a shooter, and I'm happy, and that's a win for the Bulls in free agency. So that's the latest, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with who you want the Bulls to sign. Let me know, as always.